So I'll just start. So good evening, all. So warm welcome to the today's webinar organized by Kerala and Andhra Pradesh state. So now let us have opening remarks by Mahalakshmi ma'am.
Good evening, everyone. Today we are gathered here for a webinar on empowered and balanced strategies for managing stress as a working woman, which is organized by Indian Pharmacy Graduate Association Women Forum South Zone, represented by the state Andhra Pradesh and Kerala. As working women, we often juggle multiple responsibilities from career demands to family obligations. While this can be rewarding, it can also take a toll on your mental health. In this webinar, our expert speaker, Dr. Veni Roshit, will share valuable suggestions and tips to help us to navigate the complexities of work as well as life. So, before starting the program, I would just like to add a note on IPGA Women Forum also. Indian Pharmacy Graduate Association was established in 1973, whereas the Women Forum has been working for the last 3 to 4 years. And the South Zone, especially concentrated together by the state Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Telangana, Andhra, and Karnataka. And what we are planning is to provide basic career as well as family oriented, health oriented programs for women pharmacy professionals. In this series, today we are here with the most important subject, that is the stress management that we are facing every day. And I'm damn sure that you are going to be have much appreciated values from this and insights from this speaker. And I welcome all of you on behalf of IPGA South Zone. And I am handing over to the welcome speech. That is the one and only energetic, enthusiastic, and active, most active Andhra Pradesh Women Forum Coordinator, Dr. Revati ma'am. To you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. That was really energetic, and we are very happy to be a part of this program. So very happy that the South Indian team together they were been organizing this event, that is webinar. Both the team. This is for the first time we were organizing the Kerala and Andhra Pradesh team representing the South. So that is also one of the happiest moment. So with grace and smile, they move. With strength, they stand. That is women. So warm greetings to all my dear brave women fraternity who have joined this webinar from Kerala and Andhra Pradesh. So women, the heart of every land. So introducing myself, so I'm Dr. B. Revati, acting as a HOD Department of Pharmacology from Peace College from Andhra Pradesh, and also acting as a Women Forum Coordinator from Andhra Pradesh State. So respected guests, eminent speakers, colleagues from Kerala and Andhra Pradesh State, hearty welcome for the weekend evening session. So it's really a difficult time, but still we are sparing the time to encourage a lot of women over there and inspire all the women in this weekend, even though it is a difficult time. So that's the power of women here. So today's webinar theme, empowered balanced strategies for managing the stress as a working woman, is being organized by both the states, IPGA Women Forum, Kerala and Andhra Pradesh. So we are ecstatic to have our guests and speakers join us today. So IPGA Women Forum, which has been established and activated recently, but still we, with the well leadership of Manju ma'am, we are going forward with more and more enthusiastic and more activities. Our national president Natul Nasser sir is always very supportive in encouraging in doing and organizing various events. and our state president of Kerala and Andhra Pradesh both were very supportive to the women and to organize such events. So thank you for all the best wishes, and Atul Nasser sir specially conveyed the best wishes for the team of Andhra Pradesh and Kerala for organizing this event. So thank you. Our virtual webinar for today will surely give us a lot of information and prospectus related to the stress management and strategies of today's women. At the outset, warm welcome to the speaker, Dr. Vinny Roshi, chartered psychologist from all over from UK, for joining us today. Thank you for all our presidents and national president and state presidents for conveying their wishes through messages. And this is the time to have let us start the speaker session. It's time. I would like to invite Ramya ma'am to have a brief biodata of the speaker, today's speaker. Over to Ramya ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Good evening, everyone. And we are really honored to have Dr. Veni Roshit as our resource person today. She's a chartered psychologist and teaching fellow at Bath Spa University, UK. And she holds a PhD in psychology from Kerala University, focusing on learning disabilities and classroom behavior. She's having experience in areas like teaching, counseling, and research. Her academic career include roles at institutions like Jyoti Nivas College and Christ Nagar International School. Dr. Roshit has delivered expert talk on positive psychology and mental health, and her research has been published in reputed journals including those indexed in Scopus. She is also a member of British Psychological Society and several academic boards in India. With this brief introduction, I welcome Dr. Veni Roshit for the session on empowered, balanced strategies for managing stress as a working woman. Ma'am, please.
Thank you, Ramya ma'am. I will just share my screen now.
Yes, ma'am, you can share.
Is it visible? Is it
Yes.
visible, everybody? Yeah. All right. So I will just quickly start with the session. Let's not take any more time on the Sunday, like ma'am said. Yes. So today's session, the focus will be on definitely on how we can actually bring in work-life balance, because it is for the working woman. We are just focusing on that. So what I'm going to stress in the session is like the most important part. We may know what stress means, and then we know that people are undergoing stress, but understanding it and understanding the signs when we need to take help, and then when we need to reach out, and what are the kind of activities that you can actually practice on a day-to-day basis. So you can actually look into these things, which everybody can actually practice, and then to understand what kind of stress that you are going through. That's again important. And why working woman? Obviously it is applicable to any woman or anybody. It doesn't matter that which gender that you are of, but then obviously it is today's session is like more focused on working women, because like they are engaged in multiple roles and responsibilities. So that's the reason why it's really important to focus on them. At the same time, I will be looking into like focusing on the signs. What are the signs that you need to focus on when things are going around and then you feel that things are fine, but it may not be. But that's why it's really important to like keep an eye on what's going around in your life, and then to understand what is the issue and then tackle it accordingly. And also like some kind of management tips, and then coping strategies, and then how you can actually manage your time. So those are the things that I'm going to focus on the session. So just to start with what is stress, and then all of you know about it, but then I'm just going to quickly like glance through it. So stress, definitely it's a reaction that is both physiological and psychological response to any kinds of threat or pressure. So physiological reaction can be any kind of headache or anxiety. The psychological reaction can be worry or anxiety, or like the physiological part will be your heart rate is increasing, sweating. So it can be anything, like it's a minor event like public speaking, or it can be like I mean, to finish in terms of work, finishing deadline. So you have to finish everything within deadline. You have to like submit your report within the deadline. So those are the things that we can think of when you are talking about work. So that can trigger stress. So you know that when things are changing in your body, at the same time emotionally it is affecting you. Yeah, in the layman term we can say like overthinking. You always like think about it, these negative thoughts are always like bothering you. So that's the sign that you're actually undergoing some kind of stress. So when we talk about stress, it could be like acute, that is kind of minor, which is like for a short term, the result of something happened in the recent time. It may not last for a lot longer time. It's a short term stress, like a reaction to an accident, or like you have an event today and then you're worried about it, so you have to submit something and you're worried about it. Or it can be caregiving stress, like you have I mean parenting stress. So those are some of the acute stresses, and it may last from minutes to hours to like couple of days, not more than that. But when it comes to chronic stress, that, believe it or not, many of us are actually like going through chronic stress on a day-to-day basis, but we are not realizing it, thinking because you feel that it is part of your life. And then you're kind of reach that point where you feel that you're completely helpless. So you feel that there is no option to like get out of this. Let's say that a job which is completely like dissatisfying, you don't enjoy it at all, but you don't have any option. Obviously you can't just quit the job and then stay at home, so that's not possible. So obviously that's one of the reason that we can say that you're just undergoing it throughout your life. Or it can be like your personal issues, or kind of financial issues that you're going through, or it can be a multiple stressor for a longer period of time. So this can be like extremely like you need to be extremely cautious about chronic stress. But you may not realize, though you are like every day you're undergoing it. You might have sleep difficulty, you might have difficulty in like socializing, you might have difficulty in finishing your work. So there are like multiple things that you will be facing on a day-to-day basis. But when we talk about stress, you should also know that stress can be positive too at times. Like the another distinction that I've given here is eustress and distress. So you would have, I mean, whenever we talk about stress, we always talk about stress in the negative term, that is distress. But you have the positive part to it. You need an optimal level of stress to function effectively and function productively. So that is eustress. So eustress is the positive stress. So we may okay, for example, like you can talk about like interview related stress, which is kind of a challenge. Though it is exciting, at the same time it is kind of anxious. It makes you anxious. So that's not a negative stress or distress, so that's kind of positive stress. So it can have a positive effect too, at the same time negative effect. So you should, it doesn't mean that you should never have stress. That's what I'm just stressing on. Like there should be some level of stress to function effectively in any area, in any event. Like for example, today if you're like coming to the webinar and then you have to like present a part of it, you should have some level of stress. If you don't have any level of stress, you will not prepare for it, you are not ready for it, there won't be any clarity, and then you may not perform to the maximum. So your productivity may be like affected. So why we are talking about it, obviously stress is like a major impact in terms of your overall productivity, overall well-being, and then it can make you extremely confusing, and also like emotionally it is extremely draining. So why working women? So again, we are talking about working women because like I was saying, they have multiple, though it says dual responsibility, I would say that multiple responsibility. It's just like not limited to work and home as like two continuum. There are like so many other things going around when you're talking about work and home. Within home you have like, you might need to like manage your cooking, and then you have parenting, caregiving responsibility and things like that. At the same time work, you have like multiple deadlines. You might have like work in the field. You might need to travel because of that. So there are a lot of things that is going around at the same time. So that's why multiple responsibility is something that we need to consider when it comes to working women. Though it is extremely like pleasurable, it's people should work, and then that gives you that sense of achievement, and then you feel that okay, you are doing everything on your own. At the same time, there are like a lot of societal expectation being a woman, because we being like in Indian culture or any traditional culture, people tend to like assume that women are supposed to like play different roles. So in even in like I've given like in terms of workplace gender dynamics, it is kind of different in different work settings, but still it is there. Like people do expect women to be more empathetic and more understanding. It may not be always possible because you're juggling through multiple responsibility on a day-to-day basis. So that's the reason why like we need to consider that factor also, that people, if like a woman is like too assertive, people tend to believe that they are kind of aggressive. They're moving towards aggressive, but may not be like. So it's really important to be assertive. So again, emotional labor is like the term talks about how important that when we like go back to work, we always need to show a happy face. We need to smile, and then we need to like forget about everything that has happened in the home, and then just get back to work, and then just like show a happy face on an everyday basis. So that's kind of extremely like emotional. So that's a labor. So that's again another struggle that people have. Like you have something going around in your life, in your personal life, and how you can actually like stabilize your emotion or manage your emotion in the work without affecting any work. So that's again also like multiple caregiving rules. So you might need like parenting, or maybe like taking care of some adult in the family, or like youngsters in the family. You never know. Like there are multiple responsibility based on what exactly the kind of responsibility that woman is facing. So that's why I said like multiple responsibilities. So what are the signs? So when we talk about stress, there are some things that is like very obvious, so we can make out. But there are things that you may not observe. So that's why, like, always keep an eye on the kind of stress that you're going through. Is it acute? Is it something manageable? Are you doing anything to manage it? So that's again another thing that you need to look into. So some of the signs are obviously fatigue. You feel that you're always like tired. You're extremely tired. You can't even wake up in the morning, and you have like severe sleep issues. You are finding it difficult to sleep, or like finding it difficult to wake up. There are different symptoms, or like extreme irritability, mood swings, or like you feel sad without much of a reason. You are not able to make out what exactly is happening, but then still you are irritated, or like you're still anxious. So these are some of the reason. Or obviously the obvious signs can be your physical symptoms. So you have like regular headaches every day. You're waking up and then you don't know what's the reason. Like you have like migraine, and then headache, and then or like some kind of physical changes that has been going around without a major physical cause. So if it is because of physical cause, that is something different, but you don't have any particular physical cause that you can actually like link it with, but still you are actually undergoing all these symptoms. So again, that's something that all of you have to like watch out for. It's not like limited to women women alone, but it can be like applicable to anybody. But then obviously we are talking in terms of, because they are undergoing a lot more stress than men. So that's why like we are talking in terms of working women in general, specifically. So what are the different strategies that we can actually use when it comes to stressors? So when we have like when we are undergoing stress, obviously there are different way that people use coping strategy. So I'm not going to say that these coping strategies are like the only thing that you can use, but one thing that you can actually avoid is the last one, that is avoidant coping, where like people tend to completely ignore the fact that they are actually undergoing something, they need help, or they need to do something about it. So that's something that you need to avoid. So avoidant coping strategy is something that people should completely avoid. Other than that, there are two other major coping strategies that people engage in. One is problem focus, as the name says. So problem is like you have a problem and then you're actually trying to find a solution to that problem. So that's kind of the most effective ways of like handling your stress, if you can do that. Like if you have some control over the problem, it's always better to find a solution to the problem. Like for example, the example that I've given here, like rearranging other work commitments to meet the new deadline. So you're just like rearranging, you're like uh, speaking to your manager, or like speaking to your I mean whoever is like your controlling your work, or like whoever is like in charge of your work. So you're talking to them, you're negotiating with them, and then you are, I mean, trying to like do it in a way where you can actually manage it. So that's the most effective way of functioning. But in case like there are instances where we may not be able to change the deadline, we may not have a lot of control over it, so then there are other ways of coping it, that is emotion focused coping. Both are equally important. So here the control is like pretty less, because you don't have any option to change it as such. So it is not directly like I mean, it's not directed to the stressful event. So you're not changing anything about the problem, so you're not solving the problem here, but you are just trying to like reduce the anxiety or like the issues associated with that. Like for example, you're just talking to someone like your peer, or like giving yourself something, like you are just like following some motivational speech, or like meditating or yoga or anything, any other activity, just to control your emotions rather than focusing on the problem. So this is again useful when things are beyond your control. There is no way that you can change it, but you need to do it. But how you can actually manage your emotions within the time, and then carry on with it. So now what we can do in terms of time management, so there are like different techniques. It's not like that you can only use these techniques, nothing like that. You can always like come up with your own plan, and then always like see that what fits for you, and then always change it accordingly. But yeah, these are some of the things that have been used, and then research has actually given like I mean positive response in terms of its effectiveness. So I'm going to talk about two of this that people can use to just manage time, because that's what working women are actually struggling with. How do we manage work and then the personal life, and how do we like relax and then find happiness within that? So again, prioritizing task. You can use any strategy, like I said, but yeah, this is one of the strategy that I've given here is Eisenhower's decision matrix. So just see that what is extremely essential at this point, like what exactly that you need to like focus on, what is urgent, what is within the deadline that you have to finish. So that you have to do it now, rather than like juggling around like multiple things at the same time. So it's always like important to like focus on what is important, and then also see what is not urgent and what is not important, and then what is not needed at all. Like there are things that you actually take up which may not be like relevant at all, so you can always delete or like eliminate it. And then there are like obviously try to like delegate your work wherever possible. If possible, like you have like a team working together in the project, then always like try to like see that who can do what and who is good in what, and then try to get their inputs and then delegate it. That's like really like better. Like you are just sharing it, you're sharing your responsibility, but may not be possible in all the contexts. Then there is another technique, how you can actually, it's extremely essential that you need to take breaks, because our attention span, according to research, is like maximum is 20 minutes. So it's extremely difficult after a point to like pay attention to anything that you're doing. So to be like extremely like more productive, you need to always like give yourself break, and then always plan it according to that, where like you are getting enough break, you are getting like time to work, at the same time you are doing it within the time. So that's like one of the technique I've given here. But like I said, it's like there is no clear cut method that you have to follow. You can always like change it according to what is like possible within your timeline. So this technique talks about Pomodoro technique talks about decide on tasks that you need to do. Like always, you can even make like a to-do list for the day. That's not necessary, but then obviously it depends on people. Or you can just like now people are always like using Excel sheets or and notes. You can use notes and online. So you can just like decide on the task, what you're going to do. You can plan it for a day, you can plan it for a week. That is completely up to you. Then always set like a timer for like 20 to 25 minutes. Then work on the task until the timer rings. So again, you need to know that okay, you have to stop and then take a short break, go for a walk, or like if possible go for a walk. If not, like at least take a break, have some conversation with somebody, or like have a tea, or like take a break. And then after the you have to like repeat this cycle multiple times in a day, otherwise you may not be able to finish it. It's not like one cycle, so you have to finish it multiple times. And then once after finishing like 4 times, then again take like a longer break, that is like 15 to 20 30 minutes of break. So that will give you that time to like, so how you're spending your break, that is completely up to you. It depends on your choices, depends on what your interests are. So you can actually use that time accordingly. So these are some of the time management skills. Again, this is again extremely important whenever you're working, uh, even in your personal life, or I would say that it's like there in your work as well as your personal life. So learn to say no politely and firmly. Being assertive is extremely important. People, even if you know that you need to be assertive, people are like reluctant to be assertive. They just tend to take up everything, which may this may not be possible to like do, because you are just one human being. There is a limit to like do. So sometimes you might need to say no, but you are not hurting anybody's feeling here. You have to be like polite, and then you should say that it's not possible. But unless and it, obviously it is like something that has been assigned to you, something that you have to do. I'm talking about other works which may not be like relevant as such, but still, just because people are asking for it, you tend to say that okay, fine, I will just like find some time within that. So apart from your regular work, your 9 to 5, and then your home, and then other jugglings, and then you are just taking up something else where you are not very comfortable with, just to please other people. So again, it's important to like say no. And then yeah, avoid overcommitting. Again, people tend to do that a lot, like Saturdays, Sundays, and then you have your break time, and then still you feel that okay, I need to do it because like people are saying it, because people may take it wrongly. But yeah, you are not hurting anybody's feeling. It's your life, and then you need that time. So you need to avoid overcommitting and create a mental space by logging off after hours. So extremely important. And then sadly, it is very like limited in terms of our culture. Our Indian culture, like people tend to work every single day, like even during weekends, and then after hours you tend to like just work. So you need to know that where you have to like stop the button and then just like go and then do other things. So that's extremely essential. So you find that this is the time, I'm not going to do any other work related stuff after this. You're just focusing on your other activities because you have a lot of things to do. That's where like you are just working in the nights, midnights, and then the Sundays, and then whenever you have like a break, public holidays, every single day you're working. So you need to like see and then find the balance where you can actually do that. Yeah, so apart from I mean some of the time management skills, and then how you can actually like start speaking and then choosing effectively, you can always practice some kind of like obviously the emotion focused strategies, where it can be any activity. It's not necessary that you have to do any of this. It could be any activity. Like it can be like if you enjoy cooking, you can just like spend time for like every week, like something not like a regular cooking that you're doing, like maybe like if you like to bake, or like if you like to do something like special, you should spend that. Or if you like gardening or any other activity that you like, you can do that. So practice mindfulness. Can be like mindfulness doesn't mean that you have to sit in a place in a yoga position and then you don't have to like do breathing exercise, not necessarily. It can be like anything that you're doing and focus on that, rather than like thinking about multiple things that is happening around you. So try to like shut down social media and then all the other things that actually bothers you, and then get into that activity completely, indulge in it completely, so that can be helpful. So see, these are some of the activities that has been like people have been using it, and then proven in the research. So you can practice mindfulness in any way, like just focus on the activity that you're doing completely, and then cutting off the rest of the things. And gratitude journaling, so that people may not do often, but yeah, you can do that. Like you can keep a diary or journal, and then writing, like obviously, like we need to be I mean, see that we are actually blessed to sitting here and then attending this, or like doing things that you're doing on a day-to-day basis. You have work, you have family, so anything. It can be like, it not necessarily you have to write it down. Sometimes you can just like verbally like say it out to you, so that should be fine. That I feel good, that I'm happy that I'm doing this. I'm happy that my life has these things. So obviously whatever it is, like that is important for you, so you can actually like note it down or like talk to yourself. Self affirmations can be helpful. And yeah, and any kind of like yoga or any kind of meditation could be helpful. But yeah, not necessarily like that should be done, because if you're not comfortable, you don't have to like learn something new for that. Or like you can just like engage in these kind of activity that is really important. Though it is kind of physical activity, this actually like directly linked to your mental health too. So when you're talking about physical activity, like just taking walks with somebody, or like having conversation with somebody, finding that kind of any kind of exercise, or something that kind of boost your body, so that could be good for you. Any enjoyable ways, look, obviously not something that you are like you're forcing yourself and then punishing yourself. You're not comfortable at all, but still you wanted to do it. So that's not what I'm talking about. Obviously you need to like just do things that you are actually comfortable with, rather than just like doing things that has been like put to you and then you're being told to do, and then you feel pressurized again. That will create another level of stress. So that's not what you have to do. You should always like stick to what you feel comfortable with, and then what you feel that you are like happy about. So that's why any kind of movement, it could be any activity, anything. So just a walk, just stretching, so that could be helpful. So that actually changes your mood, and then obviously you feel more happy, and then your body also like supports. So that reflects in your mental health too. At the same time, like the issue that we face is like finding time to have kind of communication, and then uh, spending time with your loved ones. So it could be family members, it could be friends. With age, people tend to like less and less socialize with their friends, and then just focus just on the day-to-day routines, like 9 to 5. So you always stuck in your 9 to 5 jobs, and then you're just like worried about it, and then you're always overthinking. And then sadly, in the after like COVID, I would say like last few couple of years, we can see that people are just like focus. If you're not like doing anything, you're just like stuck with your mobile phones, stuck with your social media, and scrolling up and down, like it's like brain rot scrolling. There is no meaning associated with it. You are simply scrolling. There is no, you know that it's just a waste of time, but still you are doing it. So that can be like a major issue, that you are not able to like finding these networks. You are not able to like find enough time to like spend with your family and friend, which is extremely important when it comes to like positive emotions. So that can have an impact on your stress. Talk about your stress. So that's extremely important. Like people tend to just keep it to themselves. And also, like I said, you, even if you know that something is going wrong, you try to avoid it completely, and then you feel that I'm fine, I can manage it, and don't talk to me, don't I don't want to talk about it. So you always do that. So it's essential that don't bottle it up, keep it out. And then whomever you don't have to meet a therapist. If it is like something that you feel, you just need to talk to somebody, like someone you whom you are comfortable with, like a close colleague, or like it can be like a peer, or like it can be a friend, or like your sibling or family members, whomever you feel comfortable with. Talk about it. So don't keep it to yourself. That will not be helpful. So don't isolate your worries. Then also, like in some cases, like I said, like if you are experiencing chronic stressors for years or like for long term, so it's essential that you need to seek help. So but it's always begins with opening up with like somebody. So you may not know that you need help, so it's essential that you talk to somebody and then see whether you're able to like practice any of this, and then see that whether you're able to change it on your own. If you're not, obviously it's essential that you go and then seek help. And most of the time people don't tend to do that. Like I said, they feel that it is part of their life, and then it's like something that they feel that it's something that they have to like take, it's part of their life, and then they feel helpless, the complete helplessness. So that's the reason why you just like deny the fact that you're actually like going through something like this. So yeah, you need to like take professional help. You can just meet a psychologist or like a therapist who can help you, but this is like the last stretch. Not like immediately after you're feeling something, you don't have to do that. But if you're not able to like find any solution on your own, then obviously you can just think of it. Then again, quick self-care routine for busy days. Like, uh, I mean, it's always like you need to like practice on a day-to-day basis. So we can't just do a lot of things on a day-to-day basis. Like I was talking about, like yoga or meditation. This is not like practical for everybody. So you can just like morning every day, like 5 minutes morning stretch. Stretch is like possible. You don't have to go anywhere. You don't have to learn anything new. You don't have to pay or like train yourself. And also like break, constant break. Like I was talking about, like different I mean, after 20 minutes to 25 minutes our brain is like done. We may go blank, and then we may not remember everything after that. So it's really important that you take break, and then deep breathing can be like really helpful. And then go for like a tea or like a break with your friends, have like a small conversation. You may do that, but then yeah, you should do that on a day-to-day basis. It will be really good for you, because being in the, I mean, obviously being around with people like peer group can be like really good for your positive emotions. Also digital detox, so that's again a major issue these days, along with all the other stressors that we have discussed. I mean, it's essential that you need to like detox the social media, and then you can actually look into it. You can't live without it, because we are in that era. But yeah, you need to find like at least like before bed, 30 minutes before the bed, you need to like keep it aside, and then you need to like relax. So one of the major reason of headache and fatigue is that. And also like encouraging resilience. So it's, so this doesn't mean that you are avoiding stress. It's just that bouncing back from what your challenges are. So reframe your challenges, and then also like try to like be more flexible and then balance like some of the approaches that we have discussed here. And also try to like enjoy small things. It may sound silly for most of you, but it actually like makes a lot of difference. Celebrate every single thing that you can actually have, like even small wins. It can be silly for others. You shouldn't bother about others. You should always like stick to what is good for you. So just celebrate what is actually essential for you, and then even if it's like a minor thing, and then people may find it silly, but still you should do that. So that can actually change a lot, and then it will help you bounce back quickly. And also like in terms of like, I'm just like ending the session, it's almost done. So the final thought is like, it is manageable. Stress is manageable. So it is something with the right tool. Also understanding the cues, and then understanding what is going around, what are the signs, so why is it happening, what is going around, and then understanding the extents of your stress. And also know that you have people around you. You always think that I have to handle everything on my own. Not necessarily. You have to always like take help, and then seek support whenever it is needed. It could be just like talking to a friend. And then these small changes that I was talking about can be like, can lead to big transformations. So you never know, like you think that everything is perfect, but it may not be. So you should at least like have that understanding that things are like not going well, and then you need to know that where to like move and then change according to the situation. Yeah, I think that's about it. So if thank you for listening. So if you have any questions, I will wait for that. If you have any questions, I think you can just come up with some questions. I think I'm on time, I'm guessing.
Yes, on time.
Thank you.
Good evening. Good evening, madam.
Yes.
This is Monica from Maharashtra.
Yes.
Ma'am, this is a thing that stresses like it is a day-to-day activity that we try to de-stress. Whatever means you have tried to say, we need to de-stress ourselves with the same thing, like deep breathing, exercises, meditation. Still, it is a very recurring process. Sometimes we really feel low, and it is like it is unmanageable. It is, we know that this is not going to last long, but still it is unmanageable. And we refrain from reacting, we refrain from reacting badly, or like if whatever which is not really required. So how to deal with this situation when it is like sometimes we feel very very low about, like nothing is working out, so what to do at that very moment, because at that specific moment how to limit or control that action of stress, which can really have a very bad results if we react.
Yeah, I think stress is always, like you said, it's a very good question. Like in terms of aggression, like you said, like it can trigger aggression, and then you can actually like it can lead to like bad decision too. So that's why whenever you are kind of feeling something bad, you should always stop yourself on doing anything. So that's the pause is extremely important. So you need to practice that whenever you are like feeling extremely vulnerable towards doing something negative. You already know, like obviously we always know that something is going to happen. It's always that understanding is there, but what we do is we will not pause. We immediately react to situation. We tend to like give the reaction quickly. So that's where the issue is. Always like take your time. So don't react immediately if you're like undergoing severe stress and then you feel that you can't handle it or like you can't do anything about it. So the best way to like either you can just talk to someone who are like really close to and then just talk to them personally, or like just shut yourself from that particular event. It could be like talking to your partner or like talking to your boss or anybody, like your manager or anybody. It's always better like calm yourself down first and then like approach that situation maybe like later on, couple of hours later, like at least like couple, I mean 30-40 minutes later, because immediate reaction to stress can be like extremely like negative. So that's what you're saying. I'm guessing like it can trigger like aggression and it can actually like lead to some major fights, or you can say things that you may regret later on. So that can be there, but because it will subside, so it will definitely subside, because all of our reactions are because of a trigger. It's because of some reaction to a particular threat or like something happened and then you're not able to like take it. So the immediate reaction will always be negative, because like that's how our human tendencies are. We tend to like react quickly without even thinking about it. So it's essential that you take a pause. Don't react immediately. So you have to practice it. It may not happen quickly, like when I can just give you advice, but you have to practice it multiple times. Whenever you have these feelings, so you have to make a note of it. You can keep a journal too, like whenever these triggers happens, keep a journal and then see that okay, I can't talk to, so you can talk to yourself like self affirmation, saying that this is not the right time to like react to it. So you can even make a note when you react badly. So make a note and then see that which are the things that you need to avoid or pause and then react to, or which are the things that you can actually give like a response immediately. So you should also like make and understand, because it's your life, and then what is going around is like something that you know. So you should be able to like differentiate what can cause negative reaction, what can cause like, okay, it can be moderate reaction or it can be like mild. So if it is mild, it's fine, you can just talk about it and then it's fine. But if it is something like severe, or like it can trigger anger, and then people who have some kind of anger issues, like short tempered, especially like if you're talking about somebody who's like short tempered, they tend to like react so quickly. So you need to know like what is going around, and then based on that you can make a journal and then keep a track of it, and then always like react to it accordingly, if that makes sense.
Yes, Dr. Hini, it is really helpful for taking a pause. That's a very nice advice, I feel,
Thank
genuinely.
you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, Benu ma'am, I have one question. So
Yes.
stress identification, like you were telling, like keeping some targets or keeping some work in the mind itself also is a stress. So how can people identify it as a stress? Like they think it as a target, but they don't identify it as a stress. So can you elaborate on
Yeah,
this?
yeah. So this is the major issue that people have. Like they don't know that actually they are actually undergoing stress. So I was talking about in layman terms, like normal people, they always talk about overthinking. So that's one of the reason of stress. That's like if it is prolonged, and then every day you are like whatever is going around in your life, you're always like thinking about it. So what is going to happen, and then what will happen. So you're always thinking about it, but you are not realizing that. But when you can actually like understand it is a stress, if it is affecting your day to day life, if it is affecting your work, if it is affecting your personal life in some way, that means that you're undergoing stress. If it is not affecting anything, you're completely happy, that means everything is fine. But if it is affecting your life in some way, it could be like work life, you're not able to focus completely because these thoughts are bothering you, or if you're not able to like function effectively in your home, in the surroundings, personal life, again that's a trigger like saying that okay, something is wrong. So that's where you need to understand, is it affecting my routine life, is it affecting my life in any way negatively. So that means that something is there. So you need to know that okay, there is stress in your life.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. This is the thing I think everyone has to understand this.
Yeah, so because like we all have some kind of stress. If it is manageable, that is fine. But it is, if it is not manageable, it's going to affect your like, it's going to change your routines, because you're not able to finish your work on time, if you're not able to like do your things effectively, and you are kind of you're feeling that it's not, I mean, I'm not good enough, or like I'm not able to like finish everything, and you are taking a lot more time than what is required. So all of those things, you can always think of any trigger, which could be a reason that you can say that okay, there is stress, some level of stress where I'm not able to manage.
Yeah. And usually women will have always multiple things in the mind, like homemaking and the actual workplace work. So always they have a multiple thinking, but still they have to manage it.
Yes, yes, sir. So you need to be mindful. That's why you need to like stop thinking about multiple things all the time. So sometimes, at least, like I said, you have to take a pause and then give a break, and then do some activity which is just for enjoyment, just for fun. Like it could be just like I said, like gardening or cooking, or like just going for a walk. It could be any activity only for you, not for your kids, not for your partner, not for work, anything. So always have that time for yourself. It's very important that you find time for yourself. Then you feel good about yourself. So you feel that I'm doing something for myself. I'm doing some activities which is actually like kind of relaxing for you, because you enjoy doing it. It's not like you have to go and then go for a run because it's forced. Something that you enjoy, any activity that you enjoy doing can be like less stressful, and then it can be like more rewarding. So you just need to identify it.
Yeah, that was the thing. Fantastic to manage the things. Mahalakshmi ma'am, Ramya ma'am, I think we can wind up the session. If any questions, please kindly post it in the chat box, or you can unmute yourself and you can ask the questions. Yeah, hope this session was really good to manage the stress identification and emotional balance, time management skills, taking the break in between whenever you are stressed, and identifying the task to be deleted, and whenever possible try to practice or focus on the single things, was the thoughtful ways we have got it from the Renima, Veni Roshit ma'am. So that was wonderful session. So at this uh, outlet, I want to express thank you for Reni ma'am for giving us stress management ways and the way to identify the stress. So that was a very nice session, really. This is really required for today working women especially. So as the women join here, all are working and women fraternity from all the pharmacy colleges particularly, and the pharma organizations, associations. So that is how we have to manage the things and we have to go ahead in our career. So that's the message from this session. So I request Ramya Gayatri ma'am to hand over the session now for the vote of thanks.
Thank you, ma'am. Women's Forum Association, Andhra Pradesh branch and the Kerala branch, I would like to extend my heartfelt thanks to all who made today's inspiring webinar on empowered, balanced strategies for managing stress as a working woman, a resounding success. First of all, my sincere gratitude to Dr. D. Mahalakshmi, IPGA South Zone Coordinator, for coordinator, Andhra Pradesh State, inspiring welcome. I would also take this opportunity to thank Dr. A special thanks to Dr. Atul Nasser sir, National President IPGA, for his unwavering support to this program. And a big thanks to Sri Annapareddy sir, IPGA State President, Andhra Pradesh branch, and Sri PM Jain sir, IPGA State President for Kerala State, for their continued leadership and support. A very special thanks and to our resource person, Dr. Veni Roshit, chartered psychologist and teaching fellow at Bath Spa University, UK, for delivering a truly insightful speech and resources to us today and relatable. I would also like to take this opportunity to thank Dr. Jayabalan sir for his dedication and technical support towards this program. Last but not the least, I would like to thank all the attendees of Zoom as well as YouTube for your enthusiastic participation. And finally, I thank the organizing team for their tireless efforts behind this scene and the forum itself for providing such a strong platform for women professionals. Let's continue to empower and uplift one another. Thank you.
Thank you, Ramya ma'am. So it's time to have a file photo. Can all the women join here? Please on your videos. Yeah, thank you all for joining. Have a happy weekend. Thank you, Jay Balan sir. Your voice